Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 17 in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. Now we are racing at Circuit de Spa-Francochamps for 11 laps, and we're going in to have a Group 3 category, but today's forecast is going to be in the rain conditions. So this one might take a lot of practice out there. We'll be doing some good cleaning sessions before we will get started to be prepared. Now I'm about to grab my Chevrolet Corvette C7 Group 3, we'll be ready to go. And the regulations we'll be using on the heavy wet or intermediate tires will be selected. So just going to make sure, if you really want to be safe out there, this might take a good chance to have a good perfection out there will be achieved. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2020 series of the Nations Cup is about to begin. I hope everybody is about to be prepared for ourselves for having a nice rain battle. This will be taking a lot of risk. We'll be getting started. ICOS Pace 1 is now taking first place in the Honda NSX Group 3. And here's GTX_69 in second place in the Porsche 911 RSR. 0_Solo99 takes third place in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. And here's I Am Corn in fourth place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4. Shot Sun Chaz is now taking fifth place in the Honda NSX Group 3, will be suited as the Acura team livery. Wildlet Hunt 2 takes sixth place in the Porsche 911 RSR. And here's Mike Litorix is now taking seventh place. And here's myself in eighth place in the UTRS Sportec livery of the Corvette C7. The Megatron 98 is taking 9th place in the Honda NSX Group 3 with the original livery. And here's King Pig Dog in 10th place, starting up the live stream in the Toyota GR Super Racing Concept. The Old Dude takes 11th place in the Honda NSX Group 3 with the Batman symbol logo on it. And here's Evil Street 94 in 12th place in the Lexus RCF GT3. GT Racer X is now taking 13th place in the Alfa Romeo 4C. Union P is now taking 4th place in the Porsche 911 RSR, sorry about that. Here's Black Magic Duran in 15th place, and here's Yang Durham in 16th place in the Mazda Intensa Group 3. Harlemonics is now taking 17th place in the Honda NSX Group 3, and here's the 18th place driver, Jagbag 13 in the Porsche 911 RSR with a lime and pink color on it. J Nelly_25 takes on 19th place in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage, and here's 61225 in last place in the Honda NSX Group 3. So now this might take the last chance to be in the fifth quarter, because it's been taking a lot of struggle out there to be in the rainy day course. So here we go, commence the rolling start, and better make sure to be on turn 1, because this is going to be a lot of good risk to be taking on for a good perfection out there after we've been taking part for all that good practicing. So here we go, this might have a good time out there by having a green light for go. So we are on the way to be taking part in the 17th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup is about to begin underway. Be very careful on turn 1, folks. This is going to get a lot of slippery whenever we need to take a lot of good braking point to be on the grip. Just going to go on into turn 1, just going to keep it a little bit more steady balance, just going to make a good clear opening, and we're about to be coming in onto the second corner. Just going to have to take a little bit more rolling down the hill before taking the hill climb. Better make sure to be prepared. This is going to be having a lot of apex zone whenever we had to stay safe by avoiding a 0.5 second penalty. And the spectators are cheering on for having a nice time to be in the rainy day course if they really want to have their umbrella on, because it's going to be having a nice morning time session to be part of this race. Moving on to take on to the second sector. So this will might have to get in closer in onto Mike Littowitz in 7th place in the Honda NSX Group 3. UDRS in Sportec takes the action. Make that right turn. Just go right onto the short straight before making to the next corner. There you go. Looks like this is going to be having a good solid strategy out there. After we've been come this far, this will might have an under 30-minute session for this competition whenever we have to try to keep a good patient balance. Stay on track to see it, and it looks like this is going to be good to see how Silo Solo is about to be taking on 2nd place. And here's I Am Corn in 3rd place. Looks like this is going to be having a Chevrolet to be in the top 3 position out there, folks. Keep going in onto the left turn. So looks like we're about to be getting nearly there. We'll be taking on the right before the left for this next corner. That's more like it. Keep it suitable on the formation lineup. Looks like this is going to be a fine, good stability balance. We'll be having a nice time for having an FR and MR. We'll be coming together for having a good balancing opportunity. So here we go, folks. We're about to be coming in onto the 3rd sector. It looks like Faultless Hunt 2 is taking a little bit close in onto the gap. And looks like Mike Littowitz is now taking 6th place. Honda is about to be going in to catch up onto the top 5 drivers out there, viewers. So that makes Porsche will be catching in by having a chase. Take that left turn, just going to go in by taking the good perfect braking point to be used at apex to be used as a suitable landmark position. And here comes the final turn at the chicane. Gotta make sure to keep a good gear balance whenever we have to switch over to 2nd or the 1st gear. The 1st gear is going to be pretty tough whenever we need to stay a little bit more slow and steady position. Looks like the Megatron 98 is about to be coming in to pass me, so I'm about to be moving on to take the 2nd lap. Go straight on to the 1st turn. This will might take plenty more stability out there. There you go. Just gonna have to use that kind of passive ability whenever I have to come up. It looks like Kingpit Dog is now taking 9th place, followed by the Megatron 98. So that will might brings a single US driver, and the Canadian is about to be going in by taking turn 2. Hold that excellent brake. Be very careful out there, you two. Don't get caught up in the penalty. This is definitely might be pretty good to see how Kingpit Dog is doing okay. Looks like he's still in one piece without taking the effect of the 5-second penalty, because this will might give a decimal instead. Better brace myself. Make that next turn to be on turn 3 before coming in onto turn 4. But this is definitely might be have that good signal has been coming on lately. Just gonna make sure that the apex is our very own best friend. Slide it in onto the right turn, and looks like this is going to be taking a little bit more mobility patient. It looks like the first lap has definitely originally set by ICOD Piece 1 for only 2 minutes and 43.731 seconds. Somehow it is definitely might be turned out to be very unexpectedly, but we'll have to make sure to see this first place driver. We'll might have to give it a shot, because this is definitely might be giving a little bit more strange surprisingly for it. Well, I bet if this is going to be having Zero Solo 99 will be taking the first place, we'll be doing a much better chances to do a legit win, or probably getting a little bit much better to see it. However, this is definitely might be pretty odd it goes whenever we have to take part in the qualifying race. But only for this segment, we just really want to see some good action out there. We'll be taking some best course. Only 2 drivers are about to be entered onto Sector 3, and UDRS in Sportec is going to be taking on for having a chase to reach up onto the live streamer in 9th place. Better make sure that Kingpit Dog is going to have to be ready for the defense. This is going to be UDRS running onslaught up behind. And heads up, this is definitely might have that penalty going on. This is definitely not okay. But this is definitely have that 1.5 second on the penalty. Just going to go over onto that chicane. Just going to keep it a little bit more careful. And looks like Kingpit Dog is going to have to take a little bit more steady balance whenever it's going to have to use that apex. Keep going in on the opening. Really good job out there by taking the 3rd lap. So now I'm still going in. Gonna have to reach upward to turn 1 once again. Looks like Mike Licorice is definitely taking on the outside, so that will might bring the opportunity for King Pit Dog to be in 9th place. It's going in by side before taking on the second corner. I hope this is going to get a little bit more risky. King Pit Dog is now taking on in 8th place. Go for it, man. Just go for it. Hold on. Looks like this is going to be having a yellow flag out there, folks. This is going to be having not okay to see it. And oh man, looks like GTX_69 just barely went up onto the second corner. That was almost had that chance out there, viewers. No matter it takes, that Porsche has definitely lost control of that amount of grip. This is how it happens, that this is definitely not okay, that just gonna have to keep a little bit more careful out there. But unless if this is definitely might have a little bit more investigation to check on the replay until the race is over. Now it's going in for having 8th place for myself in the UDRS InSportTech livery of the Corvette C7 Group 3. King Pit Dog is now moving on in 7th place with the Toyota GR Super Racing Concept. We'll be catching up with the Megatron 98. This is definitely might be pretty good to see how two Canadians will be tagging along nicely. This is definitely might be pretty well to see it in. Hold on, I bet this is definitely might have a minor check details of the flag. The 6th place driver is a US. This is definitely might be giving a little bit minor detail check on it. Unless this is definitely might have a good well endorsed. Or maybe not. Coming in onto the next turn. It looks like the Megatron 98 is still catching up onto the ropes to the 5th place driver. And moving on until leaving Sector 2 before taking on in Sector 3. This is definitely might be going in a little bit more better out there. Just gonna have to stay a pretty good mobility balance without having a little bit more slippery grip has definitely might come to effect. Just gonna keep going strong. Everything goes a little bit more usual it gets. And meanwhile, for the top 3 drivers, Zero Solo 99 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 is still takes the chase to reach up onto the 1st place driver. So it looks like he's moving on to take the 4th lap. He can still try to reach up for only the 1st place driver to be seems to be unexpectedly whenever he's going to have to take a little bit more further step by taking a good chance. Well, just had to scratch that part of this topic, and then this will might have to take on for the 2nd turn before coming down to the hill after taking turn 1. But I have to go in and proceed forward, and it looks like ye old dude is about to be coming in on the inside. Looks like this is definitely might be storming in on this one. Looks like UDRS unexpected encounter with a Batman themed livery. Ye old dude is dashing in onto 8th place. Gonna have to stay caution. 2nd turn is gonna get pretty risky whenever we have to stay safe by using the apex. Take a little bit more slipstream, we'll be catching up. A few splashes has definitely might be coming in on the rear. Gonna have to get closer to him and make that braking point to be on turn 3. This is gonna get a little bit more tricky. The Honda NSX successfully dodges UDRS performance skills on the inside, so now he's staying on in the rightful position. Well, this is definitely might be pretty good for that kind of a livery, because this is all about having a nice Batman symbol on it. Just gonna have to go in and have that right corner turn. Make that left position. Going in onto the next turn. Keep it up on that pace. And ye old dude is still successfully well guarded, defended until whenever he's gonna be reached up onto King Pit Dog in 7th place in the Toyota GR Super Racing Concept. Now this is definitely might be going in for having a better chase, because the Bat livery has definitely might be a very good ways to be in the main course on this track. Just gonna have to close in onto the gap for only 0.6 seconds. Just keep it a little bit more careful. It's always having the better ways for having that kind of a passive ability for InSportTech. Just don't lose a lot of good amount of grip. Always have to be very patient according to UDRS model type of the statement. Well, apparently that was definitely might need to have to come up with a better phrase. Almost there. Taking on the dirt sector and make that left turn to go in onto that position. Gonna have to use the apex on the inside. So it looks like ye old dude is now taking the same parts, passing in by doing an early braking point. There you go. Looks like this is going to get a little bit more close in for Chevrolet. Still trying to reach up, or only a single Honda will be taking on the next lap. So we're in lap number 5, viewers. This is going to have to take a little bit more struggle out there. Just take a little bit more time and don't get yourself loosened up on your edge. Turn 1 is pretty well better successful. Coming in onto the second corner. Almost there, just gonna have to pull that brake for less. And now he's going in for having an increased distance for only 1.3 seconds up ahead when I'm in 9th place. Everything goes smoothly to see how ye old dude is about to be closing in onto King Fit Dog in 7th place. Gonna have to make sure that taking on Sector 2 is the important matter. Now I'm about to be getting a few chances. Just keep a little bit more careful. Gonna have to stay on him. That's more like it. Just gonna have to use the inside of the corner. Don't get a little bit more caught on the outside when we're in the ring condition. So meanwhile, on the top 3 drivers, so it looks like Shotgun Chaz is now taking 3rd place. So it looks like Chevy is now taking on in 4th place. I bet this is definitely might be pretty good out there to see how Shotgun Chaz is now taking the top 3 finish to be in the bronze. He's going in to catch up onto Zero Solo 99 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3, but still takes a little bit more long time distance to catch up onto iCar Pace 1 in the lead. No matter how this driver is, definitely might be going on for that, having that very good long distance gap distance to see it. Well, maybe this is definitely might have a 35 second for the first place driver. Gonna keep going. This is definitely might be taking on the 3rd sector. We're about to be coming in to take the second part of the halfway mark of the lap. Just gonna go in and raise up the acceleration. Gonna make that left turn. Here comes the chicane. That's more like it. Almost had that good struggle grip out there. This is how it turns out to be taking a little bit more passive notice. Lap number 6 is on the way, and UTRS Chevy Corvette C7 is still takes a little bit more struggle on going to reach up onto Honda NSX in 8th place. This is definitely might have a good push after taking turn 1, but looks like he's still going in to reach up onto King Fit Dog in 7th place in the GR Supra Racing Concept. Bet this is definitely might be going a little bit better to see how Honda and Toyota is about to be closing in on the far distance to be on the battle. Take that good supercharger push, will be going into the limit. No 0.5 second penalty detected. Everything is all good. Pulling up that brake, and looks like the Honda NSX is definitely might be trying to get a little bit more regain control. And Chevy Corvette is doing the same thing. I hope this is definitely might have to give it a little bit more locked in on the struggle issues, because it's definitely might be driven well fast to be on the rain course. That's more like it. That's a very good ticket. Just stay at the same corner to be on the inside. Just going to go on left. Still trying to be having a maintained gap distance for only 1.6 seconds up ahead. It's going to get a little bit more challenging out there, folks. It's all about taking a lot of exercise practice. Just going to keep going and make that next braking point to be on the right. He's taking on the outside, folks. Ye old dude is going in onto the outside before taking the inside to be at the left turn of the section corner. Coming in onto the right. This is definitely might be doing the better thing to do. He's going in onto Sector 3, so I hope this is definitely might have that tire wear to be affected on the Racing Rain tires, because the letter W is going in for the wet. That means that is going to be having a good efficiency wear to be going faster, to be dealing with the heavy wet surface to be on the road. Gonna use that apex. Just gonna keep going straight as usual. People are coming in right back onto the final turn of the chicane. It looks like King Pit Dog is now taking on in 6th place, and that will might brings the Megatron 98 is about to be in 7th place. I hope this is definitely might have a better chance for the old dude in 8th place in the Honda NSX. Even for myself in the UTRS Insportec livery of the Corvette C7 in 9th place. Still going on by taking a little bit more patient chance out there, because loosening up on the grip is definitely needs to take a little bit more concentration to be well respectfully by taking racing responsibility. Coming right down onto the hill to come back onto turn 2. Passing in onto that good braking point. Make that hard right before taking a left. Gonna have to pass by this spot. This will might have a verified clear to go. And it's only have 2.6 seconds up ahead in the gap distance for trying to reach up onto ye old dude in 8th place. Gonna have to take lap number 7, we'll be going in. Hold on, looks like King Pit Dog just really lost control of that grip, so looks like Toyota is definitely on to 9th place. But don't worry, King Pit Dog, I'll avenge your rightful position, so I'll be ready to go. Just gonna have to catch up onto these two drivers because they are going in by having a good straight focus check on them. They got the same gap distance to be closing in. This is gonna get a little bit more better. Just gonna keep pushing in. Make that next turn to be going smoothly onto the left. I hope EO Dude is still trying to reach up onto the underscore Megatron 98. I hope he can do it. This is definitely might be doing his best chance by taking the next turn to be on the right before taking the left and then coming in onto the right again. Pretty well to see it. Takes a lot of good matter of patience. I hope this one might take plenty more maintained pace. We'll be going in yet to go. Moving on to the dirt sector. I hope I could probably have to take that chance. Only 1.1 seconds onto the gap, and it's about to be closing in, but looks like ye old dude is still trying to take a lot of good speed by pushing up its own RPM. Going in onto that smooth left turn, and Corvette C7 is about to be dashing in before taking on that chicane. Stay on it. Looks like the Batman themed livery of the NSX Group 3 is definitely might be staying on the line of defense. Just gonna keep pushing forward. Moving on to the 8 lap viewers, and the crowd is still cheers on to see how everybody is doing so far. But this one might take 19 minutes of the total time since the race began. And here comes King Pit Dog in 9th place in the Toyota GR Super Racing Concept. It's about to be coming in. I bet his live streaming is still in progress. Well, this is definitely might be pretty well endorsed anyway, because special guest appearance who really does doing some live streaming is going to be giving some fine well endorsement to be given a good thumbs up. Hold on folks, looks like the Megatron 98 is definitely might be slowing down, so looks like that is going to be having a little bit more problem out there on the old dude in 6th place. So this is definitely might be a stunning moment, so that is going to be pretty intense to see this for having that kind of a replay. Just going to go in onto the right. Only 0.5 seconds on ye old dude has just barely took the effect. And UTRS Insportec could probably have to take the chance on him, because the next lap will be crossing in onto the penalty line, will be forced to slow down. Coming in onto that next turn on the left. Looks like this one might have the best chance out there, and looks like the 5th place driver, Flawless Hunt 2, is about to be moving on to catch up onto the 4th place driver, and looks like this is definitely might have to check on the top 3 drivers. I Am Corn in the Chevy Corvette C7 is now moving on to take the third place position. He's going in by having a comeback. Will be taking on for having the bronze medal position to be in the rightful spot. I hope he can do it, folks. This will might have a good pride for the Nations Cup where Chevrolet will be represent for the United States of America, because it's going to be having some good fine skills to see how every GT racers in the US and Canada has definitely might come along very nicely to see how the competition goes on and ever to be excitement to be. Moving on to the third sector, UTRS and Sport Tech in the Corvette C7 continues on by taking the battle for 6th place, while Ye Old Dude just barely took the penalty effect onto 0.5 seconds. This one might have a good chance. We'll be closing in onto the distance, only 2.6 seconds up ahead for myself. This is going to get a little bit more harder to be expected was to see how moderation is definitely might have to go for aggressive. Gonna have to push myself at the first gear, increasing it back onto the second through the third gear, and moving on to lap number 9. I hope this one might have to get a little bit more nearly there, viewers. This race is going to be very challenging to be on the wet course. Take that turn 1. It looks like this is going to be having Ye Old Dude is about to be crossing in onto the penalty line whenever the meter will be racing up onto the yellow sign. Coming in onto turn 2. Stay on to that apex, so this one might have to be safe. The 6th place driver is crossing the penalty line, so looks like he still takes that short recovery after a slight little mistake from the previous lap. Barely closed in onto the gap, viewers. It looks like King Pit Dog is still trying to keep himself holding on. Looks like he just really got everything on tape. This is definitely might be pretty well remarkable out there to see how the live streamer really wants to see me, how I could probably have to race. It takes plenty more focus and stability, but takes responsibility to be dealing with a wet course to be in this condition. Gonna have to keep a little bit more distance away from King Pit Dog while he's been doing some live streaming, but every good value supporter to every GT players for doing some good ways to be having some good entertainment. It's always about having some fine collaboration that everybody really wants to enjoy. It's like taking a good value partnership like Gran Turismo takes a good respectful support with Tag Heuer. But Time Assessment always been making a good change out there, because it was pretty good official to see how the time watch of the Swiss brand has definitely might be a good ways to be well excited to be. Now coming in onto leaving onto sector 2. This is definitely might have the better go recovery for Ye Old Dude after crossing in onto the penalty line. So I hope this one might have a 1.5 seconds. We'll be closing in onto the gap. Gonna have to push it to the metal, because it's definitely might have to go ways to see how Chevrolet will be drive faster, will be taking on with Honda. Make that left turn to be going in to use that apex. Coming straight back onto the chicane at the last turn. This is going to have to take that braking point, will be slowed down. Pretty good, and doing the nice ways to go. And here comes the 10th lap. Only one more to go. And this one might have the top 3 drivers is still coming along nicely to be in the better distance. But this definitely might be going a little bit more ongoing to see how they can probably have to do it. It looks like Zero Solo 99 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 is going to have to take that usual position to catch up onto ICOP His 1 in the lead. Hold up on. Looks like the YouTuber live streamer is definitely passing me. I hope I can probably let King Pit Dog will go first. Gonna have to slide it in onto the second turn. This will might have a good reliable respect out there to see how the Toyota is about to be coming in to take the full street at the throttle. Gonna catch up and taking a little bit more side by side before coming in onto the next turn. Gonna have to pull the brake. This is gonna get a little bit more risky. King Pit Dog just barely survived that side by side turn, and looks like UTRS is going in onto the pursuit chase. What in the most excited ways to see how the live streamer just barely survived an incoming approach from UDRS. This is definitely might be pretty well endorsed to see it, but it was pretty good skill of a sportsmanship has definitely might be going well increased. I bet he can do it. He can probably take home the 7th place position to be at the finish. Now coming in onto that left turn, just going to keep it strong, and looks like this is going to get a little bit more approach. Stay at the blue blimp is going to be the safe code. Take that right turn before coming into the left, and same as before to take that right turn to do by taking the 3rd sector. So looks like he's about to be coming in onto ye old dude in 6th place in the Honda NSX. This is going to be it, folks. This is going to be having the best chance before moving on to the final lap. It looks like ICOP Pace 1 is now going in to be reached up for only one last time. I hope everybody is still having a hard time out there to be in the rain course of Circuit de Spa-Francochamps. It gets a little bit more slippery and takes plenty more bouncing opportunities for the Group 3 category whenever we have to drive fast to achieve. Better make that left turn. Just gonna have to slide it in. It looks like Toyota is about to be closing in onto Honda by taking the final turn of the chicane. But it's gonna get a little bit more nearly dared out there, closing in onto the gap, and looks like ye old dude is gonna have to stay defended before Toyota is about to be closing in onto that good slipstream by having a good draft. So here we go, folks. This is going to be the last lap. This might have a 1-minute gap distance for only the 1st place driver. This has to be going on. Just gonna slide it in at turn 1. Better have to do this one more time before coming right back in onto turn 2. Looks like Yingdrum is now going in onto 9th place. I hope I could probably have to stay well guarded to be in 8th place. And there you go, folks. Looks like Himpit Dog is about to be going in. You can do it, live streamer. You can probably have to do it. Beat that Honda NSX to be in 7th place before you're about to be moving on to take 6th. It's going to be a little bit more side-by-side out there, folks. Just going to keep going before leaving on to the 1st sector, and now they're already in onto sector 2. There you go. Looks like Toyota is now taking 6th place at the 3rd turn. So that one might bring Honda to be in 7th place. Way to go, King Pit Dog. You can probably do it. Your fans are cheering on you whenever you're going to be reached up for having a good finish. It's going in nearly there for only a 1st place driver. ICOP Pace 1 is about to be going in by taking the final stretch. Just keep a good eye on him. This is definitely might be the unexpected ways to see it. Better have to make sure to have that checker flag symbol on it. It looks like this one might have Mercedes-Benz driver Black Magic Duran is now taking 8th place, and UDRS is going 9th place due to a little bit more stability effect to check on the tire effect. According to Insportech's statement, this is how balancing was meant to be all about during the rain condition. Here comes the final stretch. Looks like this is going to be pretty good. ICOP Pace 1 just barely took the win in the 17th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. What in the most excited race ever out there, folks. The 1st place has been taking on for having a good podium finish. What an amazing race was that. Well, I bet this is definitely might be turned out to be excited, but it takes a long distance. So we better make sure, folks, hurry up before the time remaining will be running out for only 30 seconds left. Just go over to the finish line before you're about to be taking a little bit time over. Gonna have to catch up onto Shotgun Chaz in 8th place with the Honda NSX Group 3. But that one might bring the good roll as the Acura is about to be coming in to take that last turn. Gonna have to hurry up. This is definitely not gonna miss out. Only 8 seconds left. We do not want to be hurried because this is going to be having a better ways to go, and looks like we already too late, folks. Looks like we did a pretty good job, and then I just barely end up in 9th place. Wow, looks like this is taking a matter of time because it's been a lot of hard work out there to be in a rainy day course to be in the morning time condition. So anyway, 9th place for UDRS will be taken to be moving on to the next round. We'll be continuing on as always. Just gonna have to take some earnings and Looks like we just spent a lot of racing day out there. What a very good job out there, folks. So looks like we just took a lot of few efforts whenever we had to stay focused to be on a good balancing mobility. So looks like iCosplus1 just barely took first place for the Honda NSX Group 3. Zero Solo 99 did pretty well in second place for the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 2016, and I Am Corn. He did pretty good job out there with the Chevrolet Corvette C7 Group 3. That was pretty good job out there, folks. Luckily, struggle for grip is definitely might be the only best response that everybody really wants to do whenever we had to take. Let's just gonna go over to congratulations to the top 3 drivers. What in the most struggle challenge out there in Circuit de Spa-Francochamps, viewers. So I hope this one might have a better weather out there for the next race. Just gonna have to make sure that everything will be taking on for having a better time whenever we had to keep it careful. Round 18 is coming up, and the next race is going to be at Willow Springs, Streets of Willow, for having a Group 4 category. But this is going to be a very tough challenge out there whenever we had to take on the complex circuit. It's going to get a lot of risk out there whenever we had to take exercise caution. Alright folks, I hope you really enjoyed watching the race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. Livery blog videos are available to watch anytime you want. This will be the entertainment showcase about different cars with liveries I have been made. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for continuing in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.